make it as big as a circle. So go up. Okay.
What was that? I don't know, but I don't like it. No, honestly, I looked into it. At first, when I first saw that video, like, I've been reading a lot about how they want to, like, put all these chips in us because, you know, the Great Reset and all that stuff. But so that's what I assumed it was. But apparently, it's something to do with Amazon, and they, like, take a scan of your palm or something, and that's all they were doing was just, you know, setting that there. And so not that big of a deal. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I thought it was weird when I saw it, but hey, how's it going? Welcome to a couple of Hoosiers podcast. Great start already. Great start already. Let me get a drink. That tastes good. That tastes good. But yeah, I got some things that I want to talk about. The lead singer of the group Lamb of God came out and said some interesting things about the opinions of uneducated people. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that, and taking a little step away from like the political section. IndyStar, which is a news organization for. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, sorry, I forgot to tell you that I was starting. My bad. But so IndyStar is this newspaper organization, whatever you want to call them. But they did this whole article about the RV industry and all of its problems. And I actually work in the RV industry, and I'm kind of offended that they didn't come and ask me any questions about it. But we're going to talk about that article. And then John Oliver apparently debunked the right on issues with the trans kids, and we're going to take a look into that and see what he's actually talking about and see if it's actually true. But before we do that, let me run that ad. So a couple of Hoosiers podcasts. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CastBox, pretty much anywhere that you listen to your podcast, you can find us. We stream on Odysee, and I upload to YouTube, Rumble, all that stuff, you know, when YouTube lets me. But if you want to get everything all in one spot, go to coupleofhoosiers.com. I write blogs for all the episodes. R&M Kurtz Woodworks. Me and my wife own a little woodworking company, and you can go and check that out, see some of the stuff that we got. We got some pictures there of things that we do. Hit us up on Facebook. You can find us there, R&M Kurtz Woodworks, and you will find us. But, yeah, smash that like button. I know it's on Odysee right now, and it's actually a flame, but all I have is a like button, so hit it. Do it. But yeah, let's break the ice by looking at some videos real quick before we get into the topics, because I found some pretty interesting ones. Back when the whole COVID thing was going on, you know, all the celebrities were making all these claims that what we need to do, and most of them were absolutely ridiculous. And I found one of Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger that we're going to take a look at. But here, look, watch. Just watch it.
And the only way we prevent it is to get vaccinated, to wear masks, to do social distancing, washing your hands all the time, and not just to think about, well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom.
No, screw you, bud. And what's hilarious about that is how hard they were pushing all that stuff, and, you know, none of it actually, you know, worked. But whatever. But hey, our president is always saying some interesting stuff, so let's go ahead and look at what President Poopy Pants had to say here recently. Let's watch the video. Just watch.
But we see an opportunity, a real opportunity, to shift to a net zero sum carbon world in one of the most significant economic transitions since the Industrial Revolution. That's not hyperbole, that's a fact. We're also...
That's a fact. Oh, gosh. Hey, let me get that. Let me take that stuff off. That's bugging me. That's bugging me. I'm not gonna have it play every single time. But just remember, smash the like button, follow the channel wherever you're watching this on. I want to let everybody know that I'm gonna start doing these solo episodes on Thursdays around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then what we usually do on Friday got switched to Saturday morning because my co-host decided, oh, Saturday works out better. I'd rather do that. Whatever, you frickin' commie.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but your medical is paid for, dude.
I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I was saying earlier, I do the streams on Odysee now. If you're new to Odysee and you're watching me and you're wanting to jump in the live chat, it actually took me a little bit of a process to figure out how that worked. I'm not familiar with this channel, but all you have to do is create a channel within your account, and whatever channel name, whatever you name the channel is what's going to show up in the chat. So just do that. But yeah, Odysee seems like it's going to be cool. They got a little community section on the channels that you're following, and like you can like comment on there, and like we could talk and all that stuff. You could leave a comment, I can respond and all that stuff. It's cool. But yeah, biggest thing that you can do to support the podcast is simply just share the podcast. Do it. But yeah, so Biden was talking about the creating a net zero carbon, the carbon that they actually want to eliminate is us, since we're made up of carbon, but let's not get into that. But he's been saying lately, like, that he doesn't want to get rid of the oil industry and all that stuff. It's never been his goal, but let's take a look at this.
No more drilling on federal lands. No more drilling, including offshore. No ability for the oil industry to continue to drill, period.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated. I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel.
What about, say, stopping fracking and stopping pipeline infrastructure and
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
No new fracking.
We are going to get rid of fossil fuels.
Have a transition from the oil industry, yes.
He can barely remember what he did like 5 minutes ago, so it doesn't surprise me that he doesn't remember what he was saying during, the campaign and all that stuff. But whatever. I mean, the thought of getting rid of our fossil fuels like right away, like me and Charlie were talking about it last episode on Saturday, and I mean, honestly, if we just eliminated fossil fuels right away, like literally within weeks, millions of people would die, pretty much because we've become so accustomed to the use of fossil fuels. It powers our electricity, so they don't have any way to sustain our electrical grid without fossil fuels. So, refrigeration would be gone and all that. I'm not going to get into all that. I just saw those videos of how he was talking about creating a net zero carbon thing, but yeah. Most popular president. Let's get into the topics. Second screen. There. Hi. See me down in the corner? So, this guy, Lamb of God's Randy Blythe. People think that their uneducated opinions are just as valid as those of world-renowned experts. Oh, really? In a new interview with the Illinois entertainer Lamb of God, frontman Randy Blythe spoke about the humanity's failure to do a total or at least a partial reset following the harrowing experience of the past couple of years during the global pandemic. This is something that I'm currently struggling with very hard as I'm writing a new book, he said. I'm working on a new nonfiction book. I wanted to write fiction, but my agent said, you need another nonfiction book. And he was pushing me toward what they call, I guess, an inspirational memoir or whatever. So I'm writing this book, and it's about different perspectives from the other people that I've tried to incorporate into my own life and take something from. Something positive from things I have learned from people other than me. And it's been very difficult to maintain any sort of positivity for a while now. It really has. I mean, dude, if you're going to write a book, write what you want to write about. I mean, that like puzzles me why you're going to let your agent, like tell you what you need to write. But I mean, I guess, hey, they pay you, so. Hi, deplorable Steph. How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button. But yeah, so let's keep on reading. It just gets weird from here. He continued, things have just gotten screwier and screwier and screwier. And I'm thinking, like, what is the cause of this? Why are people acting the way they do? I think that there's a cult of toxic, narcissistic individualism that has made people think, for some insane reason, that their uneducated opinions are just as valid as those of world-renowned experts on a bunch of different topics. Everything from medicine to foreign policy to economics. I mean, I'm in full possession of the fact that I am a man of average intelligence, but I'm smart enough and emotionally stable enough to realize that if I don't know something, I need to refer to someone smarter than me. But I think in today's societal climate, people just don't want to accept that. And they don't want to accept uncertainty in their lives. So they go looking for answers and wind up finding some kook conspiracy theorist who provides them with a really strange, in my mind, explanation for things which there are no concrete answers. It's like a security blanket for the witless. I think people don't like feeling insecure, unsure, etc. So they're looking for someone to give them an answer that reassures them that none of their problems are their own fault, that someone else is to blame. Here, just to get an idea of what this guy looks like. Yeah, he's giving us advice. Look at me, weirdo. But I mean, up here he's like, uneducated opinions are just as valid as those of world-renowned experts. If he actually like paid attention to what was going on, he would know that, there's experts that are going back and forth saying what's really going on and what's happening. But I mean, he doesn't, it's people like these that don't actually pay attention to stuff. And they'll say stuff like, oh, you do your own research. Yes, you can literally go and read about stuff like the CDC, all those big government organizations that are world-renowned experts release all this stuff, and you can read what they're putting out. You can even listen to what they're saying, and I really can't stand when people say like, oh, your uneducated opinion. Like, education does not equate to intelligence. Like, there are plenty of educated idiots, as I have properly named this episode, because let's listen to his wise words on what he has to say about things. Warning, he is weird, and this just forgive me for playing the video, but this is how his mind works, and he's trying to say that we're crazy, but just watch.
Willie and I, a while ago, came up.
See, I kind of sounded like him.
For the greatest name for a hardcore band ever, Gorilla Dick. There was two gorillas in a zoo in like San Diego, I think, a male and a female gorilla, and the male gorilla started pleasuring the female gorilla with his mouth. And all these people are watching like, oh, and I was like, yeah, that gorilla knows what's up. He's going to get a blowjob, right? He's going to get a gorilla blowjob later because he's handling his business and taking care of his lady first. Hint, hint, dudes. And Willie was like, yeah, he's going to get his gorilla dick sucked later. And then we started thinking about it, and we were like, gorilla dick. And it's like, that's got to be the most evil dick in the world because a gorilla will rip you to pieces, right? It's like, oh, a gorilla dick would be the scariest dick in the world. So we're like, that's the perfect name for a hardcore band, Gorilla Dick, right?
This was probably the most important part of what he said in this article. I am in full possession of the fact that I am a man of average intelligence. Because he's talking about the genitalia of gorillas and what they're doing, but go ahead. I'm in full support of people like stating their opinions. I mean, I don't care. Just don't tell other people not to when you say retarded stuff like that. I mean, it's the audacity of people. The audacity. But whatever.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Neither do I. But this brings up another guy that I was thinking about. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they never saw this clip. There's a guy. He's a big time YouTuber. He started back when like YouTube first started, and apparently he used to be funny. And, he used to be like, he would like push the edge on like what was controversial. But lately, since this whole PC culture of, you're not allowed to say that, that's offensive, all that stuff, he's like changed his position and he's in full support of like people just being banned from their platforms and all that stuff. I have no idea what that feels like. But let's take a look at his wise advice. I don't have the video up. 1 second.
Said you gotta wear a mask, so I'm out there wearing a mask. Yeah. Wow, big deal. And then now they say, if you're outside, you don't need to wear a mask. It's pretty simple. You want to talk about who's dumb?
Yeah, I mean, the CDC is like this whole governmental body with scientists and shit that just tell us what to do. You don't have to think about it, dude.
They just tell you what to do. You don't even have to think about it, dude.
You don't have to think about it, dude. You don't have to think about it, dude. You don't have to think about it, dude.
Like, there's actually people that think like this. Like, I don't want to think about these things. I don't want to, do any critical thinking of my own. I'd rather people just, tell me, and I can just walk around like a zombie, just dull. It puzzles me. Like, I don't consider myself a very intelligent person. I mean, I'm not retarded or anything, but I can at least think about things. I mean, when somebody tells me something and I'm like, that doesn't sound exactly right, I'm okay, because I mean, we live in the age of this beautiful age of information and technology where like we have these pretty much computers that are in our pockets and we can literally look all this stuff up. Granted, like I've said before, you got to deal with a lot of misinformation and disinformation on the internet, but you can at least like sift through the stuff and like you read enough and you can figure stuff out. But he had some more things to say. Let me go ahead and play that. That just I don't know what's going to happen after this. He just recently said this. Yeah, let's watch.
Said you got to wear a mask.
Not that video.
I was just going to say, if there's another Holocaust and people start rounding up the Jews.
Technical difficulties.
I just say, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets gassed first.
Ooh.
Every time I make a mistake or I have to run a correction, I am mortified.
I just thought it was absolutely hilarious that as soon as he said Holocaust, they were like, "Oh boy!" Like this isn't the first time he said dumb stuff. Like he said before, like talked about like why don't people like go, "This is him. I am quoting him. Don't look at me like that. These are not my opinions." But he like came out and he was like, "Why don't people just like go and like blow up like the NRA convention or something like that?" Like he says stuff like this all the time. Like he doesn't like have the proper knowledge to like think about things before he says them. He has possibly due to, you know, mind altering effects, you know, because generally, like, when you damage your brain in that capacity, what do I know though? Let me see what else I have. Yeah, so I have that. He said all that in there. I don't really want to read anything else from that stupid thing, but here, I got this picture. You know, this is for all the people out there that think that, like, you know, we don't have to think about things and we can just keep on moving along. And, you know, these big government institutions are, you know, gonna they got our best interest in mind. They're gonna help us. They're gonna protect us. We should just, you know, get taxed more, and they can determine how we spend our money. And this is what we're going to end up like. Yeah, just like that. Oh. Smash that like button and follow me wherever you're viewing this on. I'm streaming on Odysee right now. Come follow me on Odysee. It's pretty cool over here. I can pretty much, you know, say what I want without, you know, repercussions. Like, as long as I'm not like calling violence towards anyone, which I don't do that. I don't think like that. I think that things can be talked out and like we can discuss this stuff, but there's, you know, people that are just afraid of saying things and they're afraid of like certain topics, so they'll just call you like a hateful bigot or a conspiracy theorist, or, you know, just to deflect from actually like talking about the situations that are going on. But whatever. Oh, let's get into this next topic because, you know, as a employee in this big old RV industry that we have, like I have some thoughts on this. Here, let me move me out of the way. Ooh, I'm moving. Let me put me up over here. Here, I don't want to show the child's face. I think there's like laws and stuff against that. But yeah, from the IndyStar, a completely progressive crap hole of a news article, but whatever. Oh, hi. The untold stories behind Indiana's RV boom, a punishing pace, safety issues, and broken bodies. A look at the grueling conditions RV workers endured as companies saw record sales and profits during the RV boom of the pandemic. Written by Bing-Hugh Huang. That's a name. And Christine Phillips. The Indianapolis Star. Published October 19th. Yesterday. Yeah. I subscribe to these people because, you know, I want to stay informed of like what's going on in my state. There's usually like not much going on, so that's why I'm usually talking about other stuff on here. But I saw this, and, you know, since I am a worker in the RV industry, I thought I'd give it a read and see what they were saying. And okay, let's start this. Driving her son to middle school on a flat and narrow road near Goshen, Abby Bonifield passes millions of dollars worth of RVs on trailers. RVs rolling out of factories and lined up in neat rows, filling massive lots. The reminders of her former life bring back bad memories. 5 months into her job at a Forest River plant in 2017, she lost 80 pounds, an unhealthy weight drop for someone who's 5 feet tall. 80 pounds is a lot, depending, like, I mean, there's a lot of different factors that go into that, like if she was on the bigger side, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is tough work, but, I don't know. I wish I could, maybe not 80 pounds. Like, I work there, and I mean, I'm not, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not doing it hard enough. But Bonifield's Fitbit revealed why. 18 miles of cardio in one workday. Yeah, get that work in. That's a good workout. When people ask me why I'm tired or how I've lost weight, she wrote in a Facebook post with pictures of herself and her Fitbit screen, the answer is you work your butt off at a trailer factory. 18 miles a day in 90-degree weather should do it. Hasn't done it for me. Man, I got to step my game up. Bonnefeld, 36, was raising her family in the Elkhart region, known as the RV capital of the world, where about 80% of all recreational vehicles are built in the United States. Let's see what they're saying. Okay. This right here. The industry has long been fraught with challenges for the non-union workforce. LOL. Hi, Maya. Oh. Hi, Maya. Okay. Yeah. So they immediately when I read the introduction to this article, and they were talking about how the company saw these record profits and all that stuff. Usually when people are talking about the businesses making these record profits and stuff like that, and talking about the workforce, the working conditions and all that stuff, you can usually tell that it's probably some Marxist that's writing this article. And of course they got to go into, their non-union workforce. Yeah, if they ever try to unionize the RV industry, I'm going to be pushing heavily against that. I'm not going to work in a union. I appreciate the idea around a union. They're going to protect you working and all this stuff and make sure you're getting a substantial amount of hours and making sure you're getting paid right. But now it's just become this almost not all of them, almost all of them has become this it might be an extreme word to say this, but kind of like a terrorist organization where they can just go on strike. Like a few episodes when I was talking about what the railroad industry was going to do. They were going on strike, and if they didn't reach some sort of agreement and start going back to work, our supply chain, which is already going downhill, you can see that with the prices of everything that's going up right now. Strikes like that can cripple a business, and I'm not for that. I don't like it. I don't want to be a part of it, because if they come tell me, hey, we're going on strike, I'm gonna be like, okay, you guys stand over there, I'm gonna go get paid. Life ain't free. Okay, so while the pay offers the promise of a middle-class lifestyle for workers without a high school degree, the pays can be physically and emotionally punishing. The faster they work, the more money they make. Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, hell, I do have a high school degree, and it's great that I don't have to go get some extra schooling or anything like that to make this type of money. It's good money when we're working. I mean, the RV industry is going down right now, but that's how the beast goes. I mean, it has its up periods, it has its down periods, but I mean, the way that they frame it, the pace can be physically and emotionally punishing. Oh, jeez. I really wish they would have interviewed me for this, because I would have simply said, the new workers, the younger workers that are coming in, they pardon my language, but they're kind of a bit of some pussies, and they don't want to work. They complain about their hands hurting. This new generation, I tell you, getting too old for this stuff. The consequences of that daily sprint are well documented in lawsuits and government safety orders over injuries. Many result from a lack of training or a rush to finish one unit and move to the next that leads to accidents such as falls, electrocutions, and amputations. Now, yeah, there are accidents that happen all the time, but I mean, that happens pretty much in all manufacturing industries. And I mean, most of the times when I've seen people get hurt on the job, it's because they're doing something stupid. People have to be able to think while they're moving, and a lot of people just don't do that. They can't chew bubble gum and walk. That's pretty much how it happens. But let's keep on going. Then came the pandemic, the real source of their problem in this. A RV is hauled south on US 31 earlier this year. Thanks for that description, Mikal. Whatever that name is. Okay, lockdowns that confined Americans to their homes in 2020 created a record demand for recreational vehicles. At the same time, the RV industry successfully lobbied Governor Eric Holcomb to keep factories open as essential business as COVID-19 drove Elkhart County hospitals past capacity. Well, honestly, in my opinion, if you're working a job, that job is essential to you. I mean, the fact that we actually let the government tell us who was essential and who wasn't is the craziest thing that I have ever seen in my life. I mean, I never thought that people would actually allow that to happen. Like, how are you going to tell me that my job isn't essential? Like, I could go on for days about that, but whatever. I was honestly happy that we were able to go back to work. We were off. I was off for about a month and a half during the whole COVID lockdown bull crap. So, yeah, that was great that we got to go back to work because, you know, yeah, they were like, oh, we're going to give you this extra unemployment, but it was still less than what I was making. Your dog made you late? Jeez. Inexcusable, bud. Inexcusable. No, make sure you smash that like button. Nice to have you here. We're just talking about how people these days don't like to work and, you know, they're crying about everything. But, yeah. Let's keep on going. Already strenuous jobs suddenly required even more from workers whose earnings are largely dependent on how many RVs they push out the door. Several compared to a football practice that lasts 8 hours or more. If you're working 8 hours or more in the RV industry, you're working too long and you need to move faster. Like an 8-hour day for me is a long day. I don't want to be there 8 hours. The whole point, because the RV industry pays you at a piece rate, so you get paid for how many units you're doing. So if you can get all your units done in like 6 hours versus in 8 hours, like, you don't want overtime in this business. But okay, so several compared it to a football practice that lasts 8 hours or more, leaving a body battered at the end of every day. It's good for you. It builds character. RV workers say they were frequently allowed and sometimes pressured to show up while sick or injured in order to meet the demand for a luxury product. According to IndyStar interviews with 24 current and former workers and several family members, most declined to be named for fear of possible retaliation, citing the RV industry's strong foothold in the region. Yeah, I mean, hell, I'm the type of person, like, unless I'm on my deathbed, I'm showing up to work. Like, they don't pay you to stay home. They pay you to be there. And honestly, like, the RV industry has actually gotten better at this because it used to be like 10, 20 years ago, if you were working in the RV industry and you didn't show up and somebody showed up that day, said that they could do your job, you lost your job that day. Now they become more lax because, you know, we got HR and all that stuff and we got to, you know, treat people decently. Whatever. Okay, some face steep pay cuts for missing work due to COVID. Others were fired. Yeah, I mean, if you miss a day, like that's a lot of money you're missing out on. They knock you however much they want, Bonnefeld said. It's very hard work, and I'm sure they are encouraged to work while sick or hurt. Yes. 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 And I'm fine with that. Because some people complain about, like, I mean, honestly, like if like you have like a broken limb or something like that, like there's people that like break their legs or their arms or stuff like that, and they get put on like light duty and stuff like that. So it's not like they're gonna say, oh, your leg is like barely hanging onto on at the knee, but get on at it, keep on going. But it's not that extreme, but. And no, if you're sitting there like throwing up and all that stuff, they're gonna tell you to go home. I mean, like a lot of what they're saying in this article is heavily exaggerated. I mean, like if you just have there's literally people that like literally just have like a head cold or something and they don't want to work. And I mean, in this type of industry, it's like you have somebody at every single position, and if somebody's not there, that slack falls on another guy. So it's like, yeah, you got to be there. They really have some say over that. They really have some say over that, depending on who you are. As factories became COVID-19 hotspots, companies raked in record profits. Manufacturers shipped out 48% more RVs in 2021 than the year before the pandemic. Yes, me. Yeah, COVID-19 hotspots. I mean, yeah, it was wild during all that. Like they literally tried to sit there and tell us that we had to wear a mask while it's like 90 degrees and we're running and sweating. And then, also don't forget your safety glasses. You got to have your safety glasses on. So, while wearing a mask and all that stuff's like flying. Sorry, Mike. All that stuff's like just going up into your glasses, fogging your glasses, making it to where you can't see. That's not dangerous. What do I know? Okay, so inside the factories where those RVs were made, though, workers shared stories about the human cost behind the record profits. Worried about outbreaks? Yeah, nobody was really worried about that. Workers turned to the Indiana Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Yeah, just run to the government. They'll help you. And asked the agency to inspect factories for safety problems. The RV and related industries in the region were subject of at least 252 COVID-19 complaints to OSHA since 2020. Yeah, they would have people come in and like be like, "Hey, get your mask on." Do I have to keep my safety glasses on? Yes. Okay, well, it fogs up my safety glasses and I can't see. Who cares? It was the most ridiculous stuff I've ever seen, but whatever. Whatever. I'm just waiting for the day that they tell me to wear a bubble suit and, like just stay away from everybody and, like take a slower pace, something that's But the state's agency responsible for worker safety rarely opened inspections to the root of the problem. An IndyStar investigation found that was OSHA's common practice with COVID-19 complaints across most other industries. Only 2 COVID-19 complaints from Elkhart County even led to inspections, according to federal complaint data, and neither involved major RV makers, including the 2 industry leaders and their subsidiaries that were the subject of a total of nearly 90 complaints. 90 complaints. Jeez. Quick. Yes, they are very ineffective, but, as the guy before that I was reading about, we're not the experts in that field, so, what do we know? It's not like we can read like the CDC reports that are saying that masks only had a 2% effective rate at, decreasing the spread of COVID. But, we can't read that stuff, We just got to do what the talking heads on TV tell us to do.
You don't have to think about it, dude. You don't have to think about it, dude.
I'm going to love having that. Okay, only 2. No, I already read all that. Okay, so number of COVID-related complaints 2020 to 2022. Manufacturing, 1,737. Retail trade, 956. Healthcare and social assistance 883, restaurants 606, transportation 481, personal and all this stuff, all these complaints that people were sending in about COVID related complaints. Eventually we will get past all this stuff, hopefully. I mean, it's either we're going to get past it or there's just going to be these big old gulag camps where we get thrown in there and, you know, we're told to shut up and eat our little slop food that they give us. But, you know, whatever. Who knows what'll happen. Hopefully it gets better. Okay, Indiana Department of Labor officials who oversee IOSHA said the agency looked into all the complaints it received by requiring companies to submit documents proving they're following COVID-19 safety protocols. But experts told IndyStar that was not adequate. The best approach is to have inspectors on site, they said. Yeah, we got to get rid of OSHA. I don't like them. Remember how the government was trying to make it to where like OSHA would have to require like businesses with, I think it was more than 500 people. Like if they had that many people, they had to like, they were forced to be vaccinated. Remember they were trying to do that? Get rid of them. Not going to watch the video. Okay, what else are they saying in this article? Hey, that name looks familiar. What is he saying? A former RV worker said the fast-paced culture in RV factories is not for everyone. Very true. Canon Garmin. Our industry has very little sympathy, but I also understand why the RV industry is the way it is, where they don't coddle their employees. They mean business when you go in there, he said. Sometimes people let their emotions get the best of them if they feel like people don't care. But at the end of the day, you are just an employee to a billion-dollar company, and you just got to remember that. True. I mean, yeah. A lot of people do let their emotions get the best of them. But anyways. Smash that like button and make sure you follow the podcast. Share the podcast. Don't send me money. I don't want people sending me money. But if you do happen to send me money, I'm not going to complain. The best way that you can support this podcast, though, is by sharing the podcast. You know, getting eyes over here. Like, come check me out. Come talk to me. We can do all that stuff. We got the live chat. You can talk in the live chat. It'll be fun. There's cool people in there. Get over here. All right, what else do I have? Oh, here. Let's check out some memes. I got memes that you can find on the website. In case you haven't seen the memes, because people love the memes. You can go to the website and download these memes. Why haven't you subscribed to a couple of Hoosiers podcasts? Smack. I'm sorry, I'll do it right away. What can I do to help? Check out a couple of Hoosiers podcast. True story. Go subscribe to a couple of Hoosiers podcast. You know, just little like subtle hints. You know, just go do it. Don't be a zombie. Listen to a couple of Hoosiers podcast. Don't be these guys. You don't want to be those guys. You know, be better than that. We don't want to sit in chairs with TVs in our screen, not moving. It's not good. It's not human. All right, what do I got up next? Oh, yeah. Mr. John Oliver. He apparently debunked the right on like a lot of our thoughts on the trans kids issues with like gender affirming care and all that stuff. But I mean, let's take a look and see if that's actually true. I don't know. Maybe someone smarter than me can come and tell me how I'm wrong about thinking like this, but it just doesn't make sense to me why you would legitimately say that it's okay to do like Goose Fraba. So obviously, like I believe like if adults honestly want to do this and they honestly want to spend the money on it, like I think adults should be able to do whatever they want. But the problem is the fact that like with normalizing this stuff in our society, which we clearly are, there's no denying that we are clearly normalizing this stuff. And whenever you normalize something, it always comes back to the children. Like, because if it's normal in society, why wouldn't we talk to children about this? But again, views from an uneducated person. You know, I didn't go to some fancy university and like have some hippie with a ponytail that reads Karl Marx every day tell me like how I should think and like, oh, there's bleh. Let's get into a better topic. Because I'm done talking about this stuff and we're going to talk about something else that's important because there's more things going on in the world. And this right here just bugs me. Do you get it? No, we're not talking about the Bucks today. This is weird. Just check it out. Ooh, let me move me over here. Yeah, you can see. Hey, get off of there. Okay, so from Reuters, Redefined Meat strikes partnership to boost 3D printed meat sales in Europe. What? Aw, they're not going to let me read this. That's not cool. Here, hold up. Like and subscribe, follow, whatever you're watching this on. I stream on Odysee. I like this platform. I think it's doing a lot of good things, and it's improving all the time. There's a lot of cool things going on with this. So for those who are following me, there's a community section in the channel. Here, let me see if I can show y'all what I'm talking about. Go over here to second screen if this thing will load up. Let me move me somewhere over here. Yeah, I'll go right there. But you can go over here and go to the channel that you like. I'm over here. But you can go over here to community. And there's this little community section. Again, you can't see what's going on. Let me put it over here. But yeah, you can go to this community section and we can like talk and stuff like that. You guys can leave comments on here. I can respond to them, whenever you like. But there's also stuff that I might be looking into, like memberships. I can create memberships once I start getting more followers and stuff like that. I've only got 5 right now. So share the podcast. Like, that's the biggest way that you can support the channel is by sharing it and telling people, hey, come check me out. I'm not that bad of a guy. Some would disagree, but I think I don't think I'm that bad. Here, let me try to find another article because I really do want to talk about this because it's absolutely weird that they're trying to 3D print meat. It's like I saw a video on this and it's weird. It baffles me. Bum 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 bum. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, here we go. Let's check out good old YouTube. I'm just going to hide me. That way you guys can see everything. Doesn't that just look delicious? Israel firm Redefine Meat is one of the handful of startups across the world who hope 3D can provide healthier and greener alternative to traditional meat products. Like that doesn't look like meat. That honestly looks like some sort of like pastry or something like that, some sort of cake. Plant-based steak. Yum.
Analyze the different components that make those beautiful cuts and try to figure out which are the key components that we need to mimic in order to achieve those beautiful cuts of meat. We identified 3 main components: the muscle, the blood, and the fat. These are the components that we need to mimic in order to reach the perfect, beautiful steak.
Like that doesn't look good. Like anybody that enjoys steaks would look at that and be like, that's not a steak. You can clearly see that's not a steak. How long is this video? Just another minute or so. We'll keep on watching it just because this is just like gross.
Our technology can create whole muscle cuts just as a cow can produce that.
So just have the cow do it.
In a much more efficient way with a lower cost, and of course, it's much better for the environment. This is the biggest problem we face today as humanity, and this is the best way to fight climate change.
Says you.
Healthier solution and food to the entire population of the planet.
Yeah, that population that they say is too big of a number, and you know we gotta decrease those numbers. Whoa! What did I say? I didn't go back far enough. Eating less meat and dairy could reduce CO2 emissions by up to 8 billion tons per year. Remember, you are the carbon that they want to eliminate. Unless they were talking about that with cows. I don't know. I stopped reading for a little bit. I guarantee that soy is a big product that's used in this. Hold up. It is not like that. That is not fake hamburger meat that we eat. Just because it comes to us frozen does not make it fake. You knock it off there. You knock that off. It's not fake. I don't eat fake meat. That looks disgusting.
Not only one part of the cow, steaks, roast, slow cooking, grilling, everything that an animal can do, we want to do the same or even better.
Yeah, or even better. These people are playing God. This is... I'm no expert, but this seems like very close to blasphemy. I don't know. That's how I read it. I mean, these people are literally trying to play God, like in everything that they're doing. Like all these scientists. Let's see what he's saying.
We want
because
to work with more and more chefs around the world, more and more meat distributors, and we don't see a reason that this can't be in the table of everybody.
I can see a reason. I don't want it on my table. Bruh. That's not a steak. Like you're not fooling anybody. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, that it's in the box, but that's not fake meat. This is what that video was showing was fake meat. What's in that box is actual hamburger meat, like that comes from a real cow. Oh my gosh. Let me run that ad. That way any new people to the channel know where to find us. So, a couple of Hoosiers podcasts. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CastBox. We upload the videos to YouTube and Rumble, and we live stream on Odysee. So, after I'm done streaming this, tomorrow I'll be uploading it to YouTube and Rumble. But if you want to get everything all in one place, check out a couple of Hoosiers podcasts, and you can subscribe there, and everything that I post will get emailed to you. Ooh, that was weird. R&M Kurtz Woodworks. Check out our Facebook page. You can find us there simply by searching R&M Kurtz Woodworks, and there's some of our products. Take a look at it. I really like the flags that I do. If you like those, hit us. You can't hear me? How about now? Hello? Try refreshing. It's good. You can hear it now. Everything's good. Yeah, that's the problem with this. There's a bit of a delay and all that stuff. So if something happens and you guys try telling me, like, I think there's like a 10 or 20 second delay. So, all right. Well, I mean, this is almost over. So I ran the ad. Yeah, but pretty much, just so people know, I'm going to start streaming these solo episodes. Oh, you know what I never did? I didn't play this. Watch this. Because we are living in a clown world and everything seems upside down, and I don't get it. And that's what these segments are that I'm going to be doing on Thursdays now. I was doing them on Wednesdays, but I don't like doing them on Wednesdays. I do them on Thursdays and all that stuff. So, I mean, that's what the segment is, This Week in Clown World, where I take some of the ridiculous stuff that I'm seeing because I read all these articles and the world's going crazy. We're either on the verge of a civil war or World War III, possibly both at the same time. Wouldn't that be fun? Globalists are trying to make us eat fake meat and bugs, and they want to put computer chips in our brain. It's a really weird world that we're living in today. And but next stream will be Saturday morning, probably around 10 Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching this and you want to check it out, we got some good topics that we're going to talk about. Me and my co-host Charlie, we're going to be talking about Christian nationalism, because I recently watched this debate on it, and I always thought that it was more something that like the media was painting conservatives out to be, but it's going to be an interesting topic, so you're definitely going to want to check it out. I think we're going to have a good conversation about it. But yeah, other than that, that's all I got. Just make sure you
don't have to think about it, dude.
Yeah, don't think about it. Just let the government tell you what to do, and you'll be perfectly fine. You know, it'll be great. Oh, you guys take it easy. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream because I got nothing else to talk about, and some of this stuff just gets to me, and I don't like it. But hey, I want to keep people informed, and people need to know what's going on, because like one of my biggest things is like a lot of people like say that they like ignore like politics or what's going on in the world because they say that it either stresses them out or it makes them depressed and all that stuff. And there's a really good saying that you can ignore politics, but politics will not ignore you. So it's at least good to stay informed about things that are going on, because like I was saying, like we could be on the verge of World War III, and if you're not paying attention, and like things can get crazy these days. Like there's a lot of like nuclear weapon threats that we could be dealing with. I mean, it's better to stay informed. But yeah. I'm kind of running out of things to say. Thanks for the lively chat, guys. You guys take it easy. I'm going to get out of here. Bye.